All right, let's do this, man. This is a fucked up case. We're going to Florida tonight. I'm gonna get on the Google Earth here. Yeah, we're going to Summerfield, Florida.
Where is that? Like what part?
I guess it's in the Gator country. Let's see.
Isn't all of Florida Gator country?
All right, so here we're going to tonight, 13890 Southeast 53rd Street, Summerfield. So can you like kind of describe this? Oh, this is an old picture because it's all blurry and shit. Can you
It's
kind of
like
a
the
rundown.
house set back from the road. There's a couple of sketchy vans in front.
Yeah, it's a dirt road. This is way out in the boonies. Sunday, April 17th, 2011. This is a screwed up case. And Nicole, can you tell us what honeypotting is? Honeypot.
Is honeypotting when you're like trying to catch somebody with?
No, I think it's a sexual term.
But like you can't. What's the honeypot?
This is the woman we're starting with right here.
Young.
Yeah, maybe like 15, 16. I don't know if that's... Yeah.
I don't know. I was going to say like 19.
Really? Okay.
The bunch of different facial piercings, hair dyed.
Yeah, very...
douchebag boyfriend.
Is this... what year is this? Did you already say? Is this like 2002?
No, 2011.
Oh, okay. So like a very emo, era.
You know, it's weird.
Haircut.
Because looking at these kids right here, okay, the boy there is 18.
Okay.
But this is 2011. And the victim of tonight's story, actually, it was a 16-year-old boy. And he has a MySpace, which is weird, right?
For 2011?
Yeah. MySpace was done like 2004, I feel like. Wasn't it? Like 2011,
no.
that was only 9 years ago, right?
No, it was...
Or 10 years ago or something.
It was still around. I think this is when people were just starting to, let's see.
Well, like
Yeah, I
Facebook
guess
started blowing up around like 2007, 2008-ish is when it started to get really popular.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
Oh,
No.
Because we graduated high school in 2009. I feel like it was in high school is when it started to really get popular.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. Are you sure?
So maybe, but I think like freshman year, I remember it. So that would have been what, 05?
This kid still has a MySpace. Like his photos are still there.
Interesting.
So does anyone like on live chat or anything still have a MySpace? Because it's a music platform now.
Do I still have it if I never deleted it?
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's what I'm
You should
saying.
probably check it out.
I'm pretty sure I don't have, like, I believe it.
You never deleted?
No, I'm pretty sure I did. I just,
If you
honestly,
did-
it was so long ago.
If you didn't delete it, it's probably still there, I would imagine.
I think it's deleted.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird that you can still find these things.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be like a music platform, even though no one uses it. That girl that you just saw, she's redhead girl. Her name is Amber Wright. All right. Now there's multiple people involved in this story and it's extremely screwed up. But she is texting her ex-boyfriend from this house. It's not her house, but it's kind of like a party house. And this is around 8:39 p.m. trying to rekindle the relationship, trying to work things over. Now, the guy that you saw her with is this boy's rival, is like literally his arch nemesis. Let me show you.
Because kids at that age can have such horrible enemies, but okay.
I guess. Let me show you this boy's, the actual victim tonight. So this is him right here. So this is his MySpace.
Lots of middle fingers in the air. Wave them like you just don't care.
Describe this. How old do you think this kid is?
I mean, he looks like a teenager. Like
15.
Yeah,
I don't know about when he took these photos, but yeah, he's
about that age.
He's 16. His name is Seath Jackson, spelled Seath, Seth. And this is his ex-girlfriend. I don't know why it's not letting me show the photos there. MySpace sucks, dude.
Well, you may be the first person that's checked this in a long time. It's okay. We can see it even if it's small. So has his arms around another young lady.
This is Amber Wright here.
Oh, that's the same girl?
This is the girl that is texting him on this night trying to get back with him.
Oh, she definitely looks a lot younger than she does in the other photo.
Dude, they're all fucking young.
Yeah.
I know, but the other photo, she looked a little bit older. Maybe because she had
she's
more
got
makeup
a fucking tattoo. Dude,
is it real? Could be fake.
This girl is 16 years old and she has a tattoo right there.
I mean, it could be a fake tattoo. Like that was like a cool thing back in the day.
Back in 2011?
Yeah, fake tattoo.
I don't know, man. These kids are getting fucked up today. All these kids today are just...
I mean, no, this
is in 2011.
Yeah, so they were not terribly far off from our age.
I graduated in 2004. I was literally done with the war in 2011.
Oh, I know, but they're like 5 years younger than them.
I'm just saying. saying. All right.
Megatron says came with her juice boxes.
Okay, there's a lot of characters in this story, and it's really hard to map. But this is a classic honeypot case. So this one's crazy.
Are
So
you going to define what honeypot is for us?
I thought you did.
No.
You don't know what honeypot is?
No.
All right, Jim, what is a honeypot?
I don't know.
Should we Urban Dictionary this?
Honeypot, yeah, Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary. Honeypot. Ew.
No.
Well, I think that's maybe something different.
What does it say?
Hang on. Let me read the other definition, which I believe is probably something else. A honeypot is a network-attached system set up as a decoy to lure cyber attackers and to detect, deflect, or study hacking attempts in order to gain unauthorized access into information systems.
That's actually accurate, except instead of AI systems or whatever, you replace it with humans.
Okay.
So, read that again, but replace the word woman to lure man.
A honeypot is a network-attached woman. Set up as a decoy to lure other men and to detect, deflect, or study other love match attempts in order to gain unauthorized access into the actual honeypot. How's that?
Oh, so I guess it does mean poontang.
Yeah, it's a sweet tasting something is what the other definition was.
All right. You saw Amber Wright, redhead, pretty, for a 15-year-old and very popular in her school. She is 15 years old. And when WFTV spoke with one friend of what has happened here, she was texting him. And this guy says, quote, she was calling and texting and telling him that she wanted to get back with him. So that's at like 8:30 and 9 at night. So this guy, Seth, that house that I showed you, he walks in and this is 9 p.m. at night. As soon as he walks in, his rival, a guy named Michael Bargo, was there. And that's the guy that was in that photo with the piercings.
Okay.
He was there along with two other guys, and they were hiding out in the bedroom. They were going to jump this boy. They've been fighting already. And in fact, this guy, Seth, and Bargo had actually had a fight, and Seth whooped his ass in front of everyone. So they have this long history, this negative history, ever since Bargo kind of moved in the area. It was about 2 years. They hated each other. So now Amber Wright, as you saw the redhead girl in the picture I showed you, is hanging out with her ex-boyfriend's rival. And that's not good.
Shame on her.
So she texts him from this party house saying that she wants to get back together, all this stuff. So he walks in the room not knowing that Michael Bargo, and two of his friends are waiting for him. So he is going to get jumped. Now, this is from Michael Shane Bargo Jr. versus State of Florida. Quote, from Bargo's bedroom, Hooper, one of the other friends, I'm going to go through all these guys. Mm-hmm. Hooper could see Jackson sitting in the chair, Seath Jackson, sitting in the chair in the living room. And after being pressured by Bargo, Hooper grabbed a piece of wood, ran into the living room, and hit Jackson over the head with it, end quote. Okay, so there are three guys at this house right now. They want to kill this boy, Seath Jackson, this 16-year-old boy, Seath Jackson. So Hooper, and let me show you this guy right quick.
Every time you say Hooper, I want you to say Hopper, but
all right. So this is him right here. Now they were younger back in the day, but this is Hooper. So this is the guy who came in with a piece of wood and hit this 16-year-old on the head with a piece of wood.
And how old is this kid?
They were all young at the time. This was 16. The oldest guy here.
Oh, he is no longer 16 in this photo?
No. I mean, this is 2011. He's been in prison since then. So he rushes in and he hits Seth over the head. Now Seth is sitting on the couch because, as you'll see, he really adored this girl. And he thought that she was serious and not just trying to honeypot him to come over and get beat up or killed. Mm-hmm. So he is actually sitting on the couch knowing, because he can hear everything in the bedroom, knowing that not only is his rival there, but the other two guys that also hate him. So he's just sitting on the couch. In his mind, he's like, if this is a trap and she's bringing me over here to get jumped, then it's worth it, because I love her or whatever. That's kind of what he's thinking. So he's going to sit there on the couch until, everything goes down. But Hooper runs, smashes his head with this big ass
2x4 2x4 type thing?
Yeah, exactly. A 2x4. As soon as he hits him on the head, Seth falls on the floor and he starts trying to crawl out of the front door. Michael Bargo, that kid that I showed you. Let me show you everyone involved right now so I don't have to do this again. This is like really confusing. Besides Hooper, this is everyone involved. Okay. So this is Michael Bargo right here.
Okay.
He is the ringleader we're going to talk about. This is the girl's house, the party house.
Okay.
She was letting everyone crash at her house because her husband was in prison.
Husband?
Yeah, but she's 18.
Still.
This
Yeah.
is Florida.
Huh? Yeah.
That's right. Thanks, Jenny. You gotta remind me where we're at here.
This is Amber Wright at the bottom, and this is one of the other friends. His name is Soto, and I'm going to talk about this guy. This is a 37-year-old guy who is directly involved in this. This is a lot of fucking
He's
shit.
37 hanging out with 16-year-olds?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. This seems healthy.
He gets hit over the head, and Michael Bargo runs in from his bedroom, and he has a gun, and he starts shooting, and he actually shoots Seath Jackson, shoots him. And at this point, he doesn't kill him because it's only 22 and he didn't hit any vital organs. So Seath Jackson, actually using all of his adrenaline, he bolts out the front door, runs past the kitchen, makes it out of the front door, and he runs all the way across the yard. Now I showed you like the house earlier, and let me show it to you again. So here's where we're at right here. He's going to bolt out this way, this way right here, I think.
Yep.
He's going to bolt out, and he's going to actually make it to the road here. Now he shot.
How many times?
Just once now.
Okay.
He shot and he's bleeding. But as you see, even though he's screaming, it's a pretty remote location. So if his neighbors don't hear whatever, then he might be screwed. You know what I'm saying? So he makes it all the way out there to the road. And then Michael Bargo runs after him. Now he is just right outside the door, and he has a .22 rifle, and he aims it and shoots and actually hits him again. So now this is in the front yard. This guy Soto, I'm just going to say Bully 1, Bully 2 for two of these guys, right?
Fine.
Bully 1 hits him over the head with the board. Bully 2 runs out and tackles this boy and kind of wraps him up, and they all drag him back inside. These three guys, Bargo and Bully 1, Bully 2, are dragging this young man back inside. He is still alive, and Bargo, the ringleader, tells them to drag him into his bathtub. They put him in the bathtub because he says he wants to kill him, but he wants to shoot. He's going to shoot him in the face is what he wants to do. But he wants Seth to actually look at him in the eyes and know that he's the one killing him. So that's how like deep this rival is between these two boys.
They're teenagers.
This rival between them over this girl.
Not that any age like really matters at how kind of violent that is, but did they? So when they honeypotted him over, did they intend to kill him, or do you think it escalated over like when he was there? You know what I mean? Like, did they intend to kill him when they brought him there, or did it just get out of control?
To answer your question, yes, which is crazy to think about because there are 6 people involved. There's only really 2 people that have, that want this guy dead, or one person. Bargo's the only one that really wants this guy dead.
Right.
So him being the ringleader convinces these 5 other people to be involved in this murder. And that is pretty like crazy to think about, to get 5 other people involved in killing this kid. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy, right? So what I'm reading now is from a variety of sources, newspapers, and a lot of the Michael Bargo versus the state of Florida. Mm-hmm. Okay, we all know that Florida is not the place to kill anyone,
right?
Because
their consequences are pretty severe. Yeah,
they're very strict with the death penalty, and in fact, this appeal is 100 pages, and it is basically arguing over if they should kill this kid or not.
I mean, technically, he was a minor.
No, he's 18. Bargo
was 18.
Bargo is 18. He was actually 18 and 354 days, so almost 19.
Okay.
So, but they're arguing, the whole appeal is arguing over if they should kill him. So at this point, they throw this bloody Seth into the bathtub, and he is pretty much incapacitated, but he's still alive. The plan called for him to, quote, still be alive when he was placed into the bathtub so Jackson would know who was killing him, end quote. Bargo stays in the bathroom and tells Bully 1 and Bully 2 to go clean up the blood. There's blood blood all over the living room. There's blood on the walls. There's blood on the couch. There's blood in the kitchen. There's blood on the steps when he was trying to run for his life. There's blood on the grass. They have a lot of work to do. Okay. Now, Bargo is staying in the bathroom with this dying Seath. And this is like the rival, like he can't do anything. So this guy, Bargo, being a true psychopath, is going to get joy out of making him know that he is dying by, his rival. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's like he thinks he's in the mob or something.
Well, all
Don't
these
you kinda
kids
get,
do.
You know what I mean? Like that's what he sounds like.
It's
they're
the
trying to be
fucking rap music, man. It's the damn rap music. Don't let your kids listen to that shit. It's all bullshit. They should be listening to classical jazz.
There you go. That would solve all the world's problems, perhaps.
Probably would solve a lot of them.
All right. So now he is in the bathtub. And at this point, Bargo, quote, busted the boy's kneecaps, end quote. So he broke his kneecaps. Now there's a discrepancy whether he was dead or alive, but from what I've seen initially, he was alive. He broke his kneecaps while he was living in the bathtub. Okay. Just complete torture.
Holy shit. I cannot imagine that pain.
I know. And then the other bullies in the house and even the girl and Amber Wright, remember the one that honeypotted him over there. Oh, I want to get back with you and all this stuff. And we're going to read their text.
Oh boy.
But they hear these two loud bangs. Boom, boom. He had shot him twice in the face. Yeah. So Bargo shoots him twice point blank range in the face. Now, there's blood like literally everywhere. I mean, the kid's dead at this point. And so now they got to figure out, all of them, how to dispose of this body. I mean, this is 6 people in total are going to get charged with this. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Are they all charged? Well, I guess they could all be charged with murder or assisting or whatever.
Now,
assault.
What they do next is what really makes this completely sick. This case completely effed in the A. But I'm going to go over that in a little bit. I want to tell you about the relationship that Wright, the redhead, and Seath, the decedent, had.
Okay.
Because it was pretty volatile. It was pretty toxic, to quote Britney Spears. They had actually started dating in December of 2010. And if you see the photos, they were pretty close together. Seath adored this girl. And Seath was a popular kid on his own. He was tall for his age. He had a lot of opportunities to date different girls. And he did. He was a popular kid.
Yeah.
And she was too. She was a pretty popular girl. But together, they just didn't mesh together. There was a lot of accusations of, so-and-so cheating and this and that and the other. Now, keep in mind, these are teenagers.
Yeah.
In 2010, they're 15 years old when they meet. And they eventually break up. And apparently it was a terrible breakup. This was in March of 2010. So literally right after they break up. And according to Jackson's mother, Sonia Jackson, her son was very hurt when she broke up with him. Okay. But they continued to text, and Facebook message and stuff like that. But eventually, Wright, most likely to make the ex-boyfriend that she broke up with insanely jealous, she started dating the guy that he hated the most, Bargo, the guy that killed him in the end.
Okay.
So she did that on purpose.
Got it.
Just to spite him.
Okay.
Okay. So she is calculating in that aspect. But so this is the Facebook conversations when they broke up. So this will show you kind of like how toxic this was. So this is Seath Jackson talking to Amber Wright. He says, have her mic. Now this is Michael Bargo. Have her mic Fago. Yeah. Bitch boy. Bargo? Yeah, that pussy, he wouldn't fight me. Shit, Amber, you wanted it. So yeah,
like I said, my song to you is ha ha ha, you did this to yourself. Single, hit me up now that I don't have a trick now.
Jesus Christ. I know I said this before, but can I just make this one statement? As technology advances, and this was even the case in 2004, autocorrect has gotten not only more accurate, but a lot more precise. And yet I feel like these kids are consciously turning off their
Well, this was
autocorrect.
technically before that time. If we're going to give them any benefit of the doubt here.
When it
But
was
today-
cool to talk like a thug.
Yes.
No,
when it was
They still talk like that today. We've done stories where they're still talking
yes,
like that.
That is true.
I
the
know,
fuck?
but it's less cool now.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's less cool?
It is. Yeah, it is the opposite
How is it-
of cool.
how-
I love grammar. Yes.
How was it ever cool to begin with? All right, so you
when
can.
you're in that time and place,
It was
cool.
It was cool to type could CUD. Like that was what you did in said days.
All
I'm
right.
embarrassed to admit it, but it's fine. Grown up.
Who was saying that someone had died, and was it like your mom or someone texted them LOL because she thought it was lots of love?
lots of love.
Yeah. No, love you lots. That's what she said. That's what she says.
What,
Love you
what
lots.
was the story like?
This came up when we were recording. This had happened with a couple of other folks too.
Oh,
with,
God.
what people thought LOL meant. Yeah.
All right.
Very unfortunate.
Now this is on the Facebook walls. They're writing this. This is all public.
It's not even a private message.
Not even
This
private.
is before Facebook Messenger.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to read all this. Just kind of like cherry pick it.
Oh man, don't jealousy. You got yourself a new girl. You're the one that fucking cheated on me with the girl the whole time and didn't care about you. And I stuck with you through a lot of shit. I mean, that is just drama. That is just heist drama
See-
right there. That has escalated to murder, apparently.
See, just like I said, Seth, stop being childish. And the fuck I cheat on you the whole time?
You've been watching too much Cheezers.
But it's all, and then Amber Wright says, but it's all good. Run your mouth all you want because I know 10 times better than you. It takes a real man to accept the fact that he got broke up with. But it's just, this is all public.
Man.
At one point, he actually accuses her of doing meth. So it's fucking crazy. I mean, these are like kids, right?
They are children.
Where are their parents?
It's like that Vine.
It's like the what?
The Vine.
This is pre-TikTok, John. Pre-TikTok.
Oh, we both need to just let all this shit go. Yeah, we split. Yeah, it hurt, but I'm over the dumb shit with me and you. I just ain't going to let Mike have his cake and eat it too. So you see that this whole thing is about Mike. Okay.
Right.
So it's very, very, very toxic. Let me go over the actual text before the text that sent him, the honeypot text, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm going to show you this screen. This is the text. So it says, write to Jackson. So this was sent at 8:12 p.m. Hey, can you talk?
You said you needed to talk.
Well, I kind of need to talk to you about us working things out.
What you mean?
And then it goes on and on and on. And then he says, Amber, if you have me jumped, I will never forgive you. And then she says, I swear you're not Seth, yada, yada, yada. So she says that she's not going to have him jump, but that was the plan. So that plan of having him jump was actually thought out the day prior. You
But
know?
isn't like jumped is just beat up, right? It's like
Pretty much you set someone up to be in a time and a place and then people come and attack you.
Yeah. However, though, they actually all agreed to kill him. And I'm going to kind of go more into it, but they all agreed that they're going to kill him. So these texts that we just read, I swear, Amber, if you have me jumped, I'll never forgive you. He was willing to risk being jumped.
he knew that was a possibility.
The possibility in his mind is, okay, I may get my ass kicked by 3 dudes.
He certainly didn't expect to die.
Nowhere did he think that they were going to kill him in this process. You know what I'm saying? Because he wouldn't have went over there.
This is sad.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean, it makes me sad that like any human is capable of this, but it like really is depressing, more depressing when it's like kids, teenagers. It's like,
yeah, I
ugh.
know. I feel the same way.
I was actually just talking with somebody today about whose daughter was bullied to the point where like she's in the hospital right now for
She's in a hospital for what?
attempting to kill herself, and it wasn't very well thank God it wasn't planned, but it's just like kids can be really cruel, and it was because of that. Like it was because of bullying. It just really makes my heart hurt.
Remember we were watching that nature show with those monkeys? And there was this...
Yes. Oh my God, that was heartbreaking.
So there was this nature show. There were macaque monkeys, and they were in this little tribe. And I don't know where this was, like in South America somewhere. But there was this one monkey that was obviously different. He was frail and weak, and all these other monkeys in this group that ran together, like the whole tribe, they would steal his food. They would throw stuff at him. And he would sit over there by himself, still in the tribe, and it was so sad. It was super fucking sad, y'all. But then the elder, the grandpa that is in charge of everything, to show you that there's good inherent in the universe. The elder, the grandpa, went over to him and basically said, "Here, you're gonna stay with me. No one's gonna fuck with you."
Do you remember that? That was like the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen.
I feel like that sometimes.
But it's just
Aww.
what
Jen said I feel like that sometimes.
we did not do that to you, Jen.
I didn't say it was you. I just say I feel like that sometimes.
Who's bullying Jen? Huh?
Let me at them.
So this Michael Bargo could face the death penalty. He had dated Amber Wright, like I said, but Amber Wright just wanted to make her ex-boyfriend jealous because they were arguing on Facebook. That's it. In this death penalty appeal, they were trying to figure out what his background was. And
as an excuse, you mean? Like, why would somebody do this?
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they were doing his, psychology and seeing if he had any disorders and stuff.
Was there anything in there of note?
Well,
no excuse for murder? Okay.
An alcoholic father and abusive mother. So it's funny because some of the neighbors were like, they were just the nicest people. Like she was a great mother. And then the majority of people interviewed was like, yeah, the cops were there all the time. The dad would be drunk. The mother would be throwing stuff at him. So they were obviously not good parents, but that doesn't, give him an excuse. At the time, he had a restraining order against him. He just got out of juvenile detention. So he was not going down the right path. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get into his background. Let me just talk about how they finished this. Okay. How they finished this whole thing off. Going back to the murder, his kneecaps are broken. Bargo takes some pliers. He takes these pliers and pulls out every one of his teeth. Now, we don't know if he's alive or dead.
Oh my
we
God.
We do know that Bargo wanted to torture him. So
what the F? That is some depraved shit right there.
yeah, it is. The reason they broke his kneecaps is so he could be folded up and placed inside a sleeping bag.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I showed you the home, and around back, there's a fire pit. So everyone in this home, everyone that you've seen, everyone that I've showed you, which is all these people are in the house.
Mopping up blood and helping dispose of a body.
All of these people are in the house. The house owner, Bargo, the two bully, or, one bully's not shown here, but bully number 2, this 37-year-old guy, he's not there.
Which I still want to know how he gets involved.
Right.
Well, he's not there during
Is he their drug dealer, maybe?
I'm going to get to that, but he is a relative, and he was only there during the planning phase and then the disposal phase. But he, as a 37-year-old, he decided not to, do anything about them planning this boy's murder. There's an interview of him in a second, which is going to really make you cringe. But anyway, all of these people
were
there.
More than looking at his face?
Yeah, no kidding.
So all of these people are there. They take this sleeping bag with this boy's body, and they already have a fire burning. Now this was all part of the plan. The fire's already burning, and they put the sleeping bag with the boy's body on it on the open fire, and they monitor it all night. They basically grab a couple cases of beer, and they're sitting around the fire to make it kind of look like it's a party going on, because the neighbors actually complained multiple times because the flames were too high. They were extremely high. And when they look across the street, if no one is tending to the fire, then that's a problem. But they see all these kids around, it's like a party. They sit there for hours, and while this Seath Jackson gets charred and his bones get all crispy and they finally turn to ash.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't that crazy? Is that not fucking crazy? They're all watching this and drinking beer. They have music going. So they have some kind of jukebox there. So they have a boombox there.
Jukebox. Yikes.
They have some kind of music player. So they're listening to music, probably that jazz we were talking about earlier.
That's right.
And they're just watching this, drinking beer and watching this boy's body burn until it's completely gone. They're stoking the fire to make sure it doesn't go out and stuff like that. The whole fucking time. They're all out there doing this. It's fucking nuts, right?
I mean, it's like, how can anyone think any of this is okay?
Now, let me talk about this 37-year-old and his role into this, okay? Because I know that's what you guys really want to know. His name was James Young Havens III, 37 years old. He is the stepfather of Amber Wright, the redhead girl, and then the boy that hit Seth over the head with the piece of wood, Bully 1.
Got it.
Kyle Hooper. He's the stepfather of both of them. They're step sister and brother.
Okay.
This is Florida. Everyone's fucking related in some way.
Yeah.
It's a tumbleweed, not a tree, right?
Deputies said Havens was aware of the plan to kill Jackson and that he assisted in disposing of the remains. He also gave Bargo a ride to the city of Stark, Florida, in an effort to avoid being caught. So he was there during the planning. Now, this is him explaining to the media why he is such a fucking, I don't know what he is, weirdo, I guess.
I went away. I left. I thought it was a joke because, I don't know what to say because I'm looking at a lot of years right now. I'm scared. I don't have a freedom now. I've lost everything now.
What about the 15-year-old who's dead and was mutilated?
He lost his life too.
Wow.
So
First of all, he sounds like Adam Sandler's Waterboy.
Yes. Yes.
That's kind of fucked up.
Yes,
He does. What do you want me to say?
He does. I was trying to place it too. That's it. Nail on the head, Jen.
Megatron says he isn't playing with a full deck.
Oh, man.
He's a 37-year-old guy, and yeah, he's a stepfather, but he overhears, his two-step son and daughter planning this murder. He hears this all. He doesn't say, okay, that's a good idea, or that's a bad idea, or, let's not do that because, it's murder. He just leaves. And then he says, if it happens and y'all do this, I'll come back and help you dispose of it. Like that's
so it's contradicting him saying like, oh, I thought they were joking. If he came back to help,
he came back to help.
Clearly they weren't joking and they did this,
Exactly.
Right.
At this point, there's a fire pit with nothing but this boy's ashes in it. So Bargo and this 37-year-old James Young Havens III, they get in his truck and they back into a dumpster, and Bargo goes rummaging through this dumpster. This is after the murder, the day after. Okay. And they find a couple paint buckets that were used. And one of them actually had paint in it because the police, it was gray paint because the police noticed they had, threw the paint all over the grass to get rid of the paint. So they found 2 paint buckets, which are like big 35-pounders, paint buckets, and a dog leash and a cinder block. And they MacGyvered all of this together, took this boy's ashes, stuffed them in these paint buckets, tied a cinder block with a red dog leash to the paint buckets, and drove down to the quarry, this little like hidden spot. The location is in Gander Mountain, like close by. Mm-hmm. This is a little quarry. They back their truck up there and then they throw the paint buckets into the water. One of them gets unstuck from the leash and just floats up at the top. So the police can find this stuff really easily. It's just like floating at the top. I grab a couple of cinder blocks and there's a red dog leash. We put that in the back of the truck. While on their way to the quarry, Bargo testified, quote, I told him to get me to Gander Mountain. I could show him how to get there from there. Bargo testified that when he arrived at the quarry, I ended up carrying one of the cinder blocks. James, the 37-year-old, had a bucket and a cinder block. Soto, bully number 2, had 2 buckets. I had a cinder block and that red dog leash chain thing, end quote. So they didn't get all of the ashes though. There's videos of police actually getting the rest of Seth from the fire pit. So they didn't even get all the ashes up. You know what I'm saying? So it was all just for nothing in the end, you know. And they got caught really quick because number one, this shit's like all over this is
all over
Facebook and everything else. They have fought before. Plus, Seath was with his friend at the night right before this happened, and he saw him texting her, Amber, which is a freaking calculating bitch. Anyway, he says to him, "Don't go over there because she's bad news," and she is. You know,
clearly.
I mean, holy shit. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's just awful. I mean, that's
terrible.
Just fucked up.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked. I'm not gonna lie. But so what happened? Like with these guys, most of them got life in prison. All of the kids, except for the 37-year-old, which he was just an accessory, have life in prison right now. Bargo, the ringleader, and I'll show you this guy one more time. This is Bargo and Amber Wright right here. So this guy, he's the ringleader. Mm-hmm. When he gets arrested, he denies everything and then says he walked in and Seath was already murdered. He tried to blame the other friends for doing it.
Wow.
And they were like, no, like, what the hell? Like, you roped us into all this. You know, it's just fucking nuts, right? It's fucking rap music. I'm telling you, dude. Or something in the water or some shit. So they're trying to figure out what to do with this guy. And because Florida has a death penalty and he got it. He got it once. And then Florida, right after this, he was tried, they implemented a new law where you can only get death if all 12 jurors unanimously vote yes for death. So he was tried again and again, all 12 said death. He is now the youngest one on Florida's death row.
Wow.
And he's still there.
He's awaiting execution.
Everyone else was involved, life in prison. So
damn.
These are all juveniles. Amber Wright was 15, murder 1. Kyle Hooper, 16, murder 1, which was Amber's half-brother and former friend. I do want to say I didn't mention this, but Kyle Hooper, the guy that hit him with the board, he had broke up with his girlfriend Alyssa. I didn't mention this, but maybe this is important. She had broken up with him, and Kyle was once friends with Seath, but then he actually caught Seath and his ex-girlfriend Alyssa, Kyle's ex-girlfriend, sleeping together. So that kind of persuaded him to get into, that they really hate each other too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the girl that owns the house, murder 1. Michael Shane Bargo, murder 1 with death penalty. Justin Soto, bully number 2. He was 20 years old, murder 1. James Young Haven, the 37-year-old, he was charged with accessory.
I wonder if they were, not to say like inspired by a movie or something that they saw, but it was like all the things that they did to torture this poor kid.
No, it was,
you know what I mean?
Bargo that wanted to torture him.
Right. It's like, I mean, with the whole kneecaps things, and he wanted him to look him in the eye in the bathtub.
Yeah, it was like some Godfather shit.
Yeah, like did he think he was like in the freaking mob? I don't understand. It's just it kind of just takes it up a notch.
The appeal talks about how he's got all these mental disorders, and he's like, he wasn't on his meds, but he was smoking weed. It's just, I get it. I mean, they're trying to figure out death penalty or not. And yeah, he grew up in an abusive, drunken household, but at the same time, it is Florida, which is fucking really strict for that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
Florida is super serious. You remember that hiccup girl case we did?
Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
She's got life in fucking prison, and she wasn't even involved in the murder. It's like serious.
Now I remember Hiccup Girl, but now I don't remember the details of said case.
They lured.
She was involved in
It was a drug transaction.
Yeah, she was famous for being Hiccup Girl, and then she was famous for being involved in a drug deal gone bad.
Yeah. So I don't know. I hope you guys like that. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy that. Until next time, good night, you lovely, lovely people.